Well, hello, Kingston. Welcome back to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. Today, we are back on the 4v4 Prussia 3. It's been a while since I've seen this map, and, every time I load up NW3 after it's been a couple days, I'm like, man, I've missed this every time. It's a mod that never gets old for me, which, man, I love it. If you are playing this mod, and you want to find an awesome Napoleonic Total War mod, this is the mod for you. I feel like I'm starting to this sounds like I'm sponsored by NTW3 or something. But no, seriously, check out this mod if you don't. If you're new to the channel, I have guide videos or just explaining the differences, as well as just a lot of replays. Yeah, feel free to hop into the community of NTW3. You will hate and love it at the same time. Watch my other videos and you'll see why. But it's more love than anything else. And like I said, it's a 4v4. I'm very excited. Set in has a lot of good players on it, so get comfortable. This is going to be a deadly, brutal fight. The points today, we're going to have a 8-point France-Espagne, as well as a 10-point France-Espagne, all on the same side, all right, like two cores together. Another 8-point of France-Espagne, and then you have 6-point Napoli. I don't see Naples brought all the time, so, that'd be fun. Fun to see something different. They are going to go up against HRE, looks like a HRE Suvorov mix, as well as Austria and another HRE. Okay, so definitely know what to expect. Oh, they're running. Interesting. Bunch of Hussars. And they do bring massive units of cav, but they're not the greatest. But wow, they are getting very aggressive immediately off the bat, and Naples definitely going to get caught out. Some Lancers going to get some easy shots off on this. It's like a guard cav unit, but they are break, maybe. Naples held off that first chart. Nope, they both broke. Mutual breakage. Huge cav fight here, though, man. And HRE seems to have pulled off the win on this side. They have a lot of cav, being very aggressive, obviously, right off the bat. Naples, I'm making a prediction right now that they are going to lose their artillery and their skirmishers. That's just my prediction. They have no more cav, and it doesn't look like they're really changing the course of the actions here. What I was saying is, watch out for the coalition. The things I'd be watching out for in this battle, massive units. So massive HRE, massive Austrian units, maybe some Suvorov Grens, some Grenadiers for some good melee. But, it's going to be a weighty, I think, a weighty coalition army. That's my prediction. Of course, I haven't seen them yet, so I could be wrong, Not saying I'm always right, but it looks like they're trying to kill this Lancer unit, maybe. Oh, look at them all single filing. Getting out of here. They're like, yeah, we're done. And they're back for some more action, I guess. They're trying to chase him down. I mean, that's a waste of a cav unit you don't need to worry about. Oh, and more HRE came back, so Napoli's really going to have to watch out for their general and their artillery piece. But yeah, looks like France has shifted up to this right LOC. They are having their skirmishers, which they, by the way, brought a lot of skirmishers for this battle. I am looking to see some awesome skirmish action. Expectations high. No, I'm sure those skirmishers are gonna make it hell for the coalition. Of course, we have the armies rolling down the road, quite a lot of troops here. LOC taken. Napoli has taken an LOC, put some of their guard units in there. You have the yellow Smurf hats, or not Smurf, sorry, the minions with their yellow hats. The rest of Naples is going to keep rolling past. Oh wow, look at these sappers. Wow. I like how they always have the same beards. But man, look at the top part of their hat has a little, man. Sappers are super fancy dressed. That is one thing I have noticed. Now, we will see if Naples notices this huge potential cav charge. Looks like actually they're going to fall back. Naples does have some squares here, so they can defend themselves as long as they put them in the right spot here. The rest of this French army is rolling up. I don't see a whole lot of cav with this. Man, look at the masses of infantry rolling past here. Just, and then of course they have some 8-pounders. Not a lot from the coalition. The coalition, keep in mind, they are going to be moving much slower than the Imperials. Imperials may have to utilize that. They have a lot of skirmishes up here, but they do have their cavalry to defend it. They have dragoons, and it looks like they have a combat gen, Jean-Baptiste, a dragoon unit, more skirmishers. They can use the skirms for scouting. Now, if the HRE tried, they can maybe throw in some cav right here, maybe try to get a charge off, but I guarantee you these dragoons would meet them. And then skirmishers would pour a volley into you, and it'd be death. But we may actually have them doing that anyway. We have some lancers pushing forward. I bet you they're gonna try. Would not surprise me. And look how tall the grass is. This is what makes screenshots amazing, guys. You get that grass look, the flowers of fields. Look at these guys. They're was looking at them. Thank you, Fog of War, for nothing. But yeah, the French seem to be pushing quite heavily on this flank. Like I said, a lot of skirmishers in the screen. And with this many skirmishers, it's actually, you almost don't even need your own cav support. All you need, excuse me, I'm trying to consume a little coffee, make sure my voice doesn't die. What I'm saying is, if one skirmisher gets charged, the other ones will just volley your cav. And they have so many skirmishers up here. It is awesome. Man, they really committed with the skirmishers. You can see, oh, look at the office. Oh, no, the bugler. But look at all these guys. Look at the white, the gold. Uniforms in the Napoleonic era, I'm sorry, never ceases to impress me. How amazing they look. Oh, look at these guys. These guys look a little different, too. They got the blue uniforms. I feel like these are more like French, and these are French too, but you know, I wonder what the distinction was with the uniform. These look a little more mismatched. We're not seeing a whole lot of the enemy still. I see we have some skirmishers firing already at some cavalry. Looks like maybe some chevaliers. These almost look like Portuguese cavalry, but yeah. Now I guarantee you, if the coalition has been smart about this, they are holding the high ground, but maybe they are just retreating. That may be a wise course of action. Hold that thought, because we have a lot of cav charging up here. We got some squares getting formed. And oh, Austria, I think this is Austria, hit multiple squares. And honestly, I think they're going to take some heavy losses here. They didn't knock down some of the guys. The drummer's getting up, getting back in position. He's like, oh, it's barely a flash wound. And through the forest, it's actually going to be slowing down the cav as they move out of it, so, you know, they can get a couple more volleys. Definitely seeing quite a lot of cav. Now, Naples, they do see some infantry rolling down the road to engage them, actually running down the road to engage them. So the cav is trying to keep them in a formation, and they're just pulling back their line infantry here. You see this cav, they're going to sacrifice some of their mass so their infantry can get close and engage some of these squares. But Naples is going to start supporting. Honestly, at this point, I would fall this unit back and prepare this unit for a square formation. Let's see. What are they doing? This looks like light infantry. Don't close into melee. Shoot. Yeah, they're going to shoot, but man, they took. Okay, both sides now dead close. Oh my gosh, both sides exchanging fire. Naples is trying to support this by firing on these light infantry. This seems like a gamble. Well, these guys are definitely gonna rout. But here goes the cav now charging in. They're gonna form yet another square. At the same point, guys, we do have some cav engagement happening over here. Actually, it looks like just a lot of, yeah, nothing's actually engaged, but both sides are really starting to feel out the enemy to see who's gonna attack. There's some heavies on this side, chevaliers. This is definitely the point where Napoli is getting really close. He managed to get his infantry out of there, which is well done on his part, because that's a sticky situation. He took some heavy losses there, but he got the infantry out. Squares are not cheap when it comes for Naples, or maybe they are. Actually, there's a decent amount of squares here. What I want to see is, look at this. Is this like a carabiner? Oh my gosh, look at these dudes. Look at these guys. Love the uniform of that. I mean, not my favorite colors, but it still looks amazing. Looks intimidating. I think they could do without so much yellow. on the plume. Like maybe a red plume would be amazing. We do see the French now. They are pushing out tons of skirms. Let's see. They're starting to fire on this cab. Let's see if they go to the HRE into charging them. The HRE are being smart, and they are not just throwing their cab into all these skirms because they know they will lose. Over on this side, France pushing over. Actually lost some skirms. Maybe a cab charge. Yep, there was a cab charge here. And HRE managed to get a charge off and break the Spoltiers. Now, the losses, who knows how many losses there were, but these skirmishers are pushing out in front of the French infantry. We do have a cab charge potentially. What are they doing? They're going to suicide their cab. They went right for, oh, it was artillery they're going for. And they did manage to break it, but they lost a cab unit. Look at this. We have the HRE forming up a massive line here. Skirmishers out in the tree line firing. Naples has used an LOC here as a anchor, and they're basically pushing the whole line. They have French reserves, quite a lot of reserves. Looks like one French army is going to take the high ground on the right side here, the left side of the coalition, right side of the Imperial, and maybe try to push a flank out while the rest of the French consolidate in the center where they're going to get pushed. They don't want Naples to get crushed. They must support Naples. Naples is a low point. They're 6 points. Ooh, do we have some dragoons going for a charge here? They cleared the way beautifully. Now they're sending the cab over. Going for some light infantry. They have one to take on the HRE cab and one to smack into a massive HRE line. And oh my gosh, or no, it's HRE count. They hurt them quite a bit. Now there's so many units here, guys. It is gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult for them to actually break a lot of the HRE all at once, just because of how meaty the units are. However, this may not have been what they were planning. They pushed up French line infantry at the same time as the cav did, so that they weren't getting shot and they get the first volley off. You can see they actually are pushing up the line infantry while sending cav over actually to deal with those skirms in the forest. That's actually, if that was what they're doing, that was well played, because they actually are going to get the advance without the HRE being able to fire a withering volley and knock down this first line of attack. Now, the Dragoons did take some losses there, but they did manage to get those skirmishers out of there. And now the French are going to form up, and this is the beginning of the battle. We do have a volley first from the HRE firing. And the French should be firing soon, but the HRE did get that first volley, unfortunately. We do have some cavalry pushing over once more. They're to go in for the line. Can the HRE get a volley off first? They do. Beautiful charge here. Crashing into one unit versus a bunch all at once. Yeah, so France is pushing forward. Holy cow. The HRE general has been killed by artillery. Naples artillery did come back, and they just killed the HRE general. That is a huge blow to the morale of the coalition. France actually is falling back here. They knew they were not going to take this shot. They've gone for repeated charges on this one HRE unit. Cycle charges to break it. Start to weaken the resolve of this coalition army, and it seems to be working quite well for them. They have taken some losses. What? They've only taken 3 men dead? Now they're going to lose a couple falling back, right? That is nothing. Wow. Yeah, they have skirmishers up here who are stopping quite a massive Austrian army for now. Some French skirmishers pushing up as well. Hold that thought, because we have some cav in the back lines here. Some dragoons fighting against hussars. Trying not to let them go for like an artillery or gen snipe. They're going to throw more dragoons up. This is why you have to keep paying attention to the mini-map. Over here on this right side, France has that screen of skirmishers pushing out in front of their line infantry. The center here, we do have the HRE who are now going to stand in a solid line and fire. This is what they'll do, I think, well at. The French are going to have to eventually push forward and be a little more aggressive than standing and shooting with them. As the Imperials, you basically do what's called the walk forward tactic. You walk forward and you don't stop advancing, you stop attacking, because you can see, look, this front line is far back. They have gotten just decimated. They're just such small units. And Austria is now counterattacking. Do they have Grenadiers in the front lines? Grenadiers in the front lines, and they are gonna, the general as well as skirmishers are in danger. They're getting charged here. We have some dragoons who are gonna try to save these skirmishers from the Lancers, but it's going to start getting messy as the poor skirms get stuck in the middle of this cav engagement. France did beautifully, though. Look at that. They saved their skirmishers. Well done, man. And actually counterattacking a little bit, trying to break maybe one of this cav. They want to get rid of the coalition cav. At the same time, you don't want to overcommit and lose your cav, so they're falling back as there's a vicious countercharge by some more Lancers. These Dragoons may actually break, and now the skirmishers may be in danger. As, yep, look at this, Austria may go in for some skirms, trying to break them. This line, guys, is a constant slugfest. Napoli is bayonet charging the guns. Not going to work. That's one thing you should not do, is send infantry into bayonet charge guns unless you have a line very close or have a flank or something. It's not going to work. Naples is now going to have to struggle here as the HRA are going to try to cav charge in, crush Naples' line, sending in some line infantry of their own. Naples, I would start falling back instead of turning and shooting. Fall back. Send up your reserve line just in case. Over on this side, looks like Austria and HRE pushing forward. They've broken Dragoons from France. France is falling back. We do have some more cav engaging Dragoons, charging line infantry. A beautiful counter charge by some Chevaliers. This right side is just a bunch of skirmishers pushing up. Line infantry in reserve. It looks like the HRE Suvorov is going to sit inside this town. They have artillery set up, and they are going to basically try to hold off this line. So France can't just advance, guys, that easily. I mean, he is going to have to watch this flank if he wants to help angle in and crush the HRE Austrian army. Ooh, we do have line infantry charging in. Some Marines. Looks like they waiting for some grenadiers. Are they going for the artillery? They're going deep in behind the lines. Naples, too bad they have some cav here. Oh my gosh, look at this cav charge. So Naples actually, I mean, they are pushing and they are holding their own, but man, this is looking a little messy. They should fall back here, deploy their reserves right along this side, follow the line back to here, and then go from there, I guess. I don't know. It's looking rough. Over on the other side, France has set up a glorious artillery battery. Look at these dudes. I think it's like Imperial Guard artillery pieces, which worth their salt, worth the money, I guess. So they have a good artillery position, which means they can fall back using it. Look at that, how many guns that is. That's 6 artillery plus 2 more over here. That's gonna be rough and nasty and messy. Now over here, Naples has broken once more. HRE lost their cav, which is, you know, somewhat of a victory. So there's still a bunch of just constant shooting here. So this is a grindy with just a couple bayonet charges here or there, but no one can really make a decisive push. French cav has shifted over to support Naples, which is, you know, probably wise. In fact, they could even shift over and take an aggressive stance on the HRE forces. Looks like Austria is setting up in a forward line. Don't know if they're going to actually attack. And I know these aren't all Austrian troops, but just, you know, based on these banners, I'm going off of that so there's no confusion. But yeah, Austria is maybe not going to attack this forward position. That's a lot of artillery to hit. They may actually do better over on this side, but man, look at this screen of skirmishers, guys. These infantry are engaging multiple skirms who are deadly when it comes to volleys. Now, I don't know how many volleys they're actually going to get off to actually kill. Their accuracy probably sucks as the HRE, so actually this may be a wise choice for the French. Okay, we have some cav now inching up for Austria. Some heavies and such, so the French are going to have to, they don't have any squares on this side, they have to have something to defend this side. Austria may actually, HRE Suvorov may actually go on a counterattack here. Look at this, though. Oh, hold on, I missed it. Some cav went in, I knew it was going to happen. France was going to attack, and they hit some squares. They did break some of the units, so kind of actually shifting the momentum back in favor of the Napoli army. These Dragoons are going to run out here because we have some Cuirassiers on the field, ready to end the enemy, ready to take back this side, cav domination. By this forest, guys, this poor grove, these trees would be riddled with bullets by now. Can you imagine how many volleys would have fired and how many bullets would have struck these trees? I wonder if it would actually chop the tree down. I doubt it, but in real life. I guarantee you forest battles probably had bullets in all sorts of trees. Hold that thought. I hear some charging. I hear a charge. Charge? I heard a charge. I know I did. My SW3 sense is tingling. Spidey sense. This is going to be a concern, though. I mean, Suvorov is shifting over all of their cavalry way onto the flank. France doesn't have as much cav. Definitely the coalition has a cav advantage when it comes to numbers. I don't know about the quality, but we have this screen pushing forward, guys. Keep in mind, all these reserves haven't even started shooting yet. This has been all skirms fighting and engaging the Austrian line, which is going to actually be quite rough. Quite rough because these guys are going to get tired. They're not going to be as combat effective. And then the French line of tree pushes in on exhausted coalition troops and wins. Now, we do have a very deadly fight with some of the best of the Naples infantry. And boy, they pay a heavy price. Look at the dead piled up there. Cavalry's charging in. Squares got formed, though. Oh, this cav's doomed. This is a crossier, so they are doomed. They are definitely going to take heavy losses. I guarantee you they weren't expecting so many squares to form. Oh, we have a cav engagement here. Dragoons and Lancers. The Lancers were running away, so they didn't get their charge bonus off. That actually may break them, and that's unfortunate. Well played by France. Never mind, France is going to go for a flank. Not actually going to because of that square, but he's going to probably have to engage these heavies who are probably tired, so now may be the time to actually kill them. And he has cav to protect that flank as well. Naples could push up here, engage on this flank, but they have infantry there. Now we got to keep shifting over to this side. We have a huge cav charge going against a bunch of skirmishers. Oh, they took out quite a few of them. And, okay. They just ran them over. They just ran over the skirms. They kept going, and, man. They're probably going to break now, but they still ran over quite a lot. Now, look out for the cav behind the lines here. They actually, there's nothing in front here but some skirmishers, so Austria, the coalition may try pushing on this side. We do have France getting charged here. Line infantry charging skirmishers. At the same time, France is going in for melee. Oh yes, they are trying to crush the enemy.
All men are running, sir.
Now over here, a huge cav charge. Suvorov charged in their cav, trying to defend this side. Infantry is set up, kind of not really using them, just using skirmishers once more to kind of screen the forward position here, but their center has broken. This French army is actually isolated. The coalition needs to surround this army if they want to win and beat this army. Just like pound them into submission with artillery and get infantry all around them, force them into a shootout, and then charge the cav in. Now over on this side, France is going to start winning this melee. I do believe, yep, Grenadiers are pushing up as a reserve here. France has fallen up, or fallen forward. Pushed forward, not fallen forward. What the heck? Some Austrian troops in the front lines, some dragoons. Naples has some infantry in the front lines, exchanging with some of these grenadiers who may try to enclose them for some melee. These are very large units of Grens. You can see now France may start pushing forward some line infantry. After, I mean, look at all the losses here. That's mostly French skirms, which is crazy. France may start actually falling back here, which is a very wise choice. They may fall back to be with their ally. The rest of the French army is falling back. Yeah, it's going to be a little rough with so many Grens. And yep, here we go. We got some Grenadiers charging the French line infantry, actually charging the elite Naples Carabineers. Of infantry everywhere. The forest, guys, this one forest has been the focus point entirely of this match. We do have some more line infantry holding back the Grens who are were wavering, maybe. Yeah, so France is going to deploy their line infantry against, looks like this is like land there. Or like militia. Like the top hats give it away. It's militia, so it's not the greatest. Oh my gosh, what a brutal artillery barrage. They are relying on their guns heavily, which is very good. They have an open playing field, as it were, and they broke one already. So they can draw the enemy. Oh, look at this. We have Cavs still running amok in the back lines. And here we go. We got a Cav charge here. And France easily beat them back, but Naples. Oh no, Naples is getting crushed here. The Lancers charging in, starting to mass rout Naples. They finally broke, but not after like caving the whole left side. And now, even though they are badly bloodied, HRE are able to advance on this right flank here. Naples needs to fall back. France has some reserves they can deploy to that side. We will see what happens. Artillery, though, saving this flank here. They are throwing back. I guarantee you some Cavs going to go in for that artillery piece. I hope they don't lose it. That is actually going to probably win them the game. Now, we have France trying to actually hit the flank of this HRE attack. You can see France falling. Oh, we have more cavalry engaging. Ooh, that's a brutal charge. These Cav fights are super crucial, actually, to the survival of this French army. Yep, here we go. Cav gonna go in for that artillery piece. They were definitely watching for it. They may actually still get that shot. Oh my gosh. Yep, they saved the artillery. Whew, that was some brutal artillery shots right at the Cav. Now they do still have this with a very good unit. They can still be a threat to the HRE side, shooting on the flank. They're pushing more infantry. So Naples is not over yet, guys. They are still in this to win this. Actually, it's a cool title. Oh my gosh, more artillery point blanking the Austrian lines. Look at these poor Austrians. One of them is broken, another one's probably going to. Look at them. Oh, that's brutal. That is so brutal. Here, yep, more Cavs. See, they have to drive out this artillery piece, and they are not able to. The artillery is played so well by the French. They are winning this. The HRE and the Austrians are being forced to throw tons of units to try to break the artillery. Now they finally did break them. There's still more over here, though. It's not over. And how many units did they just lose on one artillery piece? So artillery is such an important part, guys. Is the general going to do something? Oh, that's not. Yeah, that is the general. And he's really close to the front lines here. All right, over on this side, guys, France going in with a bayonet charge. They're going against the militia. Trying to force it back, also retreating at the same time. Beautiful execution on the flanks. Look at how exposed this flank is. And now they can start pushing forward. This may be a turning point in this fight as the French start taking the advantage. Basically, general running up to try to inspire his men. Watch that mass rout. But France is victoriously pushing, guys. They can taste the blood of their enemies already. Now, the HRE over on this side have a beautiful shooting gallery, basically. The French have such an exposed flank. Naples or French infantry should push on this side, try to expose that. Force them to fall back. But here goes France, guys. France is going in. I don't consider this blob being 2-on-1 units. That's, in my opinion, okay. If it's 3, then that's a bit much. But 2 line infantry units on 1 is, in my opinion, okay. But yeah, France is bayonet charging. They have totally broken this side. We do have more Cav trying to go for that artillery piece because they have to destroy this artillery in order to win. They have to, guys. And the artillery's going to run back. They got to clean this up a little bit. The infantry's a little close here. We have some cavalry now charging the Austrian line. They are breaking the little bits and pieces of the Austrians who are standing in front of their artillery pieces. See, still trying to break that artillery piece. They send some infantry now. This is going to go pretty bad. France is actually going to get point blanked here. They're going to start losing. Austria and HRE just do better at shooting. But over here, such a victorious old that thought. France is also being charging along this side. Skirmishers set up, holding back line infantry. Skirmishers, guys. Lines of skirmishers are holding back armies. And that is, I think, the key to the success of the French. They didn't have their line infantry up in front for the longest time. They had so many skirmishers. I keep repeating it, but I love it. When I love something, I just love it so much that I keep talking about it, I guess. And now France is definitely winning this fight, I would say. They have taken a decisive win over on the side. They just kind of moved back a little bit. And they have their general here. What is it? Neapolitan? Naples General. I don't know. Neapolitan. Isn't that an ice cream that has like 3 different flavors in one? Neapolitan. I don't remember. I gotta look it up now. Naples is still holding this LOC as well. They have line infantry to support the guard. These guys probably have gotten a decent amount of kills. France has Caden Center. Now they're pulling back the reserves. There's a lot of artillery sitting right here. They don't want to take unnecessary losses, I am sure. They are advancing quite victoriously along this side. Suvorov, unfortunately, is starting to fall back. Cavalry may try to break the French line. They probably won't break these guys. They're wavering. These are heavy cav. It's death. But we may get a volley. Yeah, all these guys are going to fire at this cav, try to break them. Yeah, this battle's cooling down, guys. It was awesome for the longest time, and of course, good things must come to an end. It is now the coalition just slugging away at the couple areas where they still have troops. But yeah, the battle's been won in about the 30-minute mark. Battle is decisively being won by the French. And man, I loved it. All right, we got some grenadiers who are going to commit to a bayonet charge. They're going to get shot in the face as they charge in. Probably not going to do too well, but actually, they did quite well with that charge. I think they should have sent their grenadiers in sooner rather than later. Now, a general may pop a rally here to try to break the French. Oh, is this a gen? They're going to go for a gen snipe, maybe? Get some cavalry charging in as well. Oh, man, look at how much it wrecks the lines. There's the general bravely trying to rally his men as they start breaking. It's like, stat fast. There he is in the white suit.
Our men are running.
And then he realizes it is all for naught, and then he runs. I think actually the general is running. Yeah, he is. I mean, they still have really inflicted heavy losses on the French on this left flank. Like, look at how much of the French army is actually left. It's not a whole lot. I still maintain this artillery, guys. This artillery saved the day. At least on this whole front right here. I wish I could see... Actually, no. I want to see... Because this army is the one that we'll get to see the results of the units. I want to see how many kills this artillery got. The 8-pounders. They had to have gotten a lot of kills. There's no way they didn't.
Our men are running, sir.
More reserves now shifting over. This is where they need to actually, you know, put up a defense here as it's the only place. This may turn into an LOC fight, maybe. Or they're just going to duke it out to the very end. This Crave, I realized finally the Grove isn't being fought over anymore, but look at the slaughter in the Grove. Yeah, that's a lot of dead. This clump of trees that will now fertilize future trees with their dead bodies, in case you can, you know. Anyway, artillery seems to be doing a little bit. A allied general has fallen. Oh wow, look at the morale immediately after that. Salt, how could you, Salt? Where'd he die? Oh wow, there he is. Rest in peace, Salt. Rest. Oh, hold on, I'm not gonna get you. his men march over him. Well, that's unfortunate. So Soult's gonna pull back his corps and let the other French army hold now. This fight doesn't seem to be totally over yet. Reserves are pushing over though. What a atmospheric scene we have here. The artillery exploding, more artillery firing, infantry marching past. The animation is actually quite good for the artillery crews. I know, I'm probably missing, you know, volleys being exchanged, but, you know, artillery doesn't get the spotlight it should, alright. There we go, infantry rushing up to the front. Oh man, they're taking some losses. Oh, cavalry even charging in on the flank here. They're trying to get a flanking charge. Let's see what it's like on the front lines here for these French soldiers.
Our men are running, sir.
If they fire. Y'all gonna fire, right? Uh-oh. Another general has been killed. Oh, he was running away, that's right. Aha, now an enemy general has been killed for the French. The French have killed one. Paid it back, paid it forward, whatever you want to call it. Well, you have some French infantry going in for a bayonet charge here. Oh, they're getting shot up.
Our men are running.
This whole side, guys, let me tell you, this whole side, man, they are holding well. They even have some grenadiers left, which actually looks like they're putting these infantry in so they can have the Grens in the reserve line. Oh, I see some French banners pushing over to the side here. Yep, Austria is in danger of being outflanked here. Oh, we have a bayonet charge. France committing troops to the front.
Our men are running, sir.
And they also push some troops forward here. They have more curving around the flank. Grenadier Dragoon's gonna commit to the fight. We have some grenadiers to hold the rear line. But their line will start collapsing with the flanking bayonet charges, the forward bayonet charges. It is becoming a mess. As Austria is going to just start collapsing over on this side. I mean, it's just a couple troops. Unfortunately, I think this whole army didn't get to do enough, and they should have been a little more attacking, maybe sticking closer with their allies. That may have actually helped out here. Because here we go, guys. This is the end of this side. The probably hardest fought side finally is coming to a close. Finally winding down as troops are running. And they are also taking some LOCs, just in case. 20 minutes left to fight this out. At this point, this army should just commit. Don't blitz around. Yeah, see, they have some Russian line infantry. They have some, looks like some either Westphalians or some Bavarians. What are you waiting for? Oh, they're falling back again, too. Look at the slaughter, though. Quite, actually, kind of a cool scene, though. You know, you have the smoke. Imagine if there weren't banners in this here. You know, smoke everywhere. Infantry everywhere. Man, it just... it's amazing. artillery crew is this? That's some cool uniforms. Alright guys, yeah, I'm not sure how this battle's gonna end. I guess we can start talking about what I think went well and what didn't go well for the Imperials and Coalition. The Coalition had a lot of cav in the very beginning. It was very obvious. They had the cav numbers. I wouldn't say Salt came back and went for a charge and got killed. I'm saying what I think happened was the Coalition had a lot of cav. I don't think they were able to use the numerical advantage that they wanted, because their cav wasn't as good as the French. The French brought really good dragoons, like really good dragoons. In fact, I think for the most part, all they brought, like Napoli brought some lancers, but for the most part, I saw only dragoons for France. Which, oh wow, this whole line's wavering from that artillery piece. This may actually end up being a LOC fight. Yeah, the French maybe that, or they're mobilizing all the troops over here and they're gonna collapse the flank away from all the guns. We'll see. But what I was saying before is the cavalry was ever able to make a decisive blow on the French. The French either had a square. The only place I think was Naples. They were able to make a decisive blow on Naples because Naples didn't have cav. Everywhere else, France, they did use their cav very aggressively to attack the Coalition, but they also had cav used very defensively, and I think that really helped them save their army from just the massive amounts of cav. And it looks like maybe the Imperials committed some very what's the word? Some very risky cav maneuvers that if they worked, they would have come out way on top. But they didn't for the most part. They lost a lot of their cav engagements when it really mattered. And that maybe, in part, not all of it, in part what lost them the fight. They also got kind of separated out. They also didn't seem to know how to deal with the massive amount of French skirms. And maybe, I honestly couldn't tell you the golden rule or the secret to dealing with a massive amount of skirms unless I'd say, like, yeah, you had to get really close to the line infantry or sending cav, pushing up line infantry and volleying them really close to bayonet charging them. But if the enemy has line infantry behind or cav behind, they can make you just suffer. So maybe I'll talk with some more experienced players as to how to deal with the massive amount of skirmishers, make a video on it. There we go. So over here, France is finally getting around that artillery. Stinking artillery. We got some cavalry gonna go in. And I think they're finally gonna get this artillery piece. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dragoons got canistered. Oh, actually, yeah, they broke. But they broke the artillery piece. Alright, this battle's gonna be over soon. Yeah, look, these skirmishers, they have line infantry to support them. Still an amazing fight on both sides. I loved the aggressive push on Naples. I don't know if that was intentional because on 6 point, it was just what was closest. But they did quite well focusing down Naples. Naples basically lost. Thankfully, France was being a good teammate and supporting. Oh, the artillery is still blasting away this French army. There's the last artillery piece, guys. That's the French are aiming for. Let's see if they can get off another shot here. Who's the unlucky blokes they're going for?
pursuit.
Ooh, holy cow. But France is collapsing the lines. It's only a matter of time now. But fun fact, the closer you get to like bigger pounders, so like 12 pounders, the closer you get, the more they'll kill instead of knock down. For those of you who didn't know, like 6 pounder at, oh wow, they're killing their own troops now. But yeah, if you get like 6 pounders really close, like even 3 pounders really close, or 12 pounders really close, they're gonna kill a lot more than they knock down. Further away, they knock down more than they kill. That's just the nature of it. This fight seems basically over, guys. I may skip to the end now, as there's 12 minutes left. The coalition actually put up quite a fight, even in the end. So, kudos to them for that. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna skip to the end, because like I said, there's only 1 or 2 units left. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, guys, so I gotta fix this, because unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna fix it, though. And in fact, I'll see if I can get the results. If not, then sorry, I can't get them. But anyway, let's look at this French army, because I guarantee you, yeah, look at that. That 8 pounder I was talking about, 147 kills, got the most kills out of the whole army. Other artillery piece, 8 pounder, got 104 kills. That is ridiculously high for artillery, unless you play well, which they definitely put them in the right spot. Very good quality artillery, I guarantee. I wish I could see the stats on them, like, you know, accuracy and all that. But yeah, the infantry cav got some good kills. Every single unit got at least 1 kill. So, yeah, good battle. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did as well. That'll be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to see more NTW3 content or 1212AD content, and you're not subscribed, you can feel free to hit the subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe if, you know, I'm not providing the content you want, but it does help me out when it comes to the subscriber base and watch time and all that. So thank you so much for visiting, I guess, if you're new, and if you are a Kingsman already, thank you so much for the support. It is greatly appreciated. I will keep dropping these awesome NW3 replays. Don't forget to send me a good replay if you have one in Discord. So you guys have a great rest of your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.